Hello, everybody watching us online. Hello, everyone here in Delta. It's awesome to see you. So, how are you feeling today? Sleepy? Not at all. Oh, that's really nice. That's really nice. You are here. You are alive. And your games are also alive and made. So, that's really cool. So, big round of applause for you. That's awesome. And now we will start your presentations. You will come here, you will play your game at least 3 to 5 minutes, something like that, and you will answer our questions. And the first team wants to get a third place with 3.28 points with a game Back for Ship.
So you're a builder man, Rünno Jalgsaar. This is the older version of the game where the luggage doesn't work, but it got fixed. So you're packing your bag to go on a ferry trip to Finland, and you're packing all your essential things. If you could put the checks together with the
so there are some interactions between some objects. For example, when the lighter collides with the microflex silicone stuff, then something explodes. The bowling ball is supposed to break the vodka bottle. There are some interactions more. Okay. So yeah, there are special interactions between some objects. For example, if a lighter collides with the silicone microflex top, then it explodes. And a bowling ball can break the vodka bottle and some other things as well. Yeah, I think a very cool aspect is that we don't have any in-game UI. Every UI is like in the game world. Timer is in the game world. Even the controls are the panel on the wall. The game start and game end is also on the box itself. So I think that's pretty cool and smooth.
Yes, so this is some. So you lost. This is bad in general because you would wish to win, but in order to do that, you need to get all the objects into the luggage, which is hard to do right now because everything's flying away. It would be good in the future for these interactions to be even more physically accurate, so that we can imagine ourselves as a real Estonian builder.
Another thing about winning is if you want to win, then you should try the next version of this game. This is the very first one that got uploaded We fixed this one like 5 or 7 minutes after. That one already works. A fun fact is that all assets are made by us. We didn't use anyone else's. And yep, that's it for me. Any questions?
Does audience have any questions?
That's the work of our
The assets look amazing.
the modelists and artists.
Any more questions?
Yeah, our artists made all the assets themselves.
Okay. So I might ask, why these items?
We did a rough statistical analysis of what the average Estonian worker would need on a 2-week trip to Finland. And we based most of the objects on that, and also our own lived experience. So it's a very personal game in that aspect.
Okay. I think this is enough for that game. Thank you for making this game. I hope it was fun for you and I hope you got good results. So thank you and big round of applause. So, the next team is called Arcala, and their game is Last Hope. Are you here? Yes, thank you. Please, to the stage.
Okay, it works? Yeah, it works. So, our game. It is Last Hope. It's a game made in Unreal Engine 5. And yeah. Oh yeah, can you turn, yeah, thank you very much. Because our game takes place in a dark place. Yeah, spooky. It was supposed to be spooky a little bit from the atmosphere. Okay, yeah, you can play. So the idea was that you found a cave, and in the beginning you texted your friend that you're going into a cave. And so the GPU crashed.
It's a feature. No,
It's a feature. So yeah, we had 5 people working on it. 2 of them went to sleep because we were one of those teams who didn't sleep much. Please sleep when you're in a game jam. Please sleep. And the game idea was that you were going down a cave that was really narrow, and you had to like crouch and crawl away through it. Only the crouch got into the game. And one of the ideas was also that you have to move sideways because, well, if you look at this way and this way, it's less space to go through. But those 2 didn't get into the game. And we had like, in the beginning, everything went great. Everything was fine. And I was like, everything's going too fine. And then everything went downhill from there. But we got something. And this is the game. Yeah. There were notes. I don't know if anybody actually read them. You had to like look up because of the like headlamp. It shined a lot, and one of them was in like mirror, so you couldn't even read it. Okay, yeah, we can't get the game Plus, in Unreal Engine 5, if you don't know, I think last time it happened to the game is laggy for some people because it's not like optimized. That's one problem. But yeah, the game it turned out right. Okay, I guess. We're gonna actually make an actual game out of it, and maybe when it's done, gonna post it to the Discord. It's gonna take, I don't know, months probably, a lot of time because everything is gonna be remade except like the most of the code. But yeah, any questions?
There was a vault door at the end of the tunnel. Was it possible to get through it?
The idea was yes, we ran out of time. There
Understandable.
was gonna be like, because we were awake for so long, our minds just started to go nuts and scramble, total schizophrenia, and we're gonna like, okay, let's just scrap the whole idea and go like, in the end, there's gonna be a skeleton that never got into the game because we forgot about it. There was gonna be a skeleton who was the one who wrote the notes and stuff. And if you open the vault door, lo and behold, there's just a banana there. We were just gonna flip it wholly the opposite way because our minds were so scrambled from not sleeping. Again, please sleep when you're reading a game jam. Please. It's really good for you. Trust me, I know. And yeah, there was gonna be a banana and some effects. And the end screen actually isn't like that. It just didn't show up. And yeah, there was an actual end screen with all the people who made the game. Any more questions? I'm happy to answer. It was a train wreck of a game, but there was actually a lot behind the scenes. Okay. Can you repeat? It wasn't so much as games as it was like just caves in general, like just moving around in caves and how you like just have to, like in caves you don't have a lot of space, you have limited space. There comes the team. So yeah, that was the idea. Any more questions? Okay, but yeah, thank you for listening, and next one, be ready.
Thank you. All right. So the next team is called Boneheads, and they want to tell us that cats are liquid. So let's see if this is true or not. Please, to the stage.
So, hello everyone. We are Boneheads, and our game was boned in the end. It wasn't the kind of game we were hoping to make. We were trying to make a sort of like a Tetris game, but with limited space. That you had different kinds of containers, where you had to pack cats in the shapes of Tetris blocks. But the main problem we had was that implementing Tetris and changing it for some reason broke our game when we tried to make incremental small changes. So we had to go back and try to make the Tetris work over and over again. And in the end, it just didn't work out the way we intended, we hoped. We had a lot more art assets, we had a lot more sound assets. None of the sound assets actually made it into the game, so our sound guy and our artist are kind of disappointed. But yeah, I don't know. The idea of limited space was simply to, it was about fitting cats into a limited space, and the cats are liquids idea comes from I suppose it's a meme actually, that cats are the kind of a body shape that can be fit into any kind of container, and we actually want to play with that theme. But this is how it turned out. So I suppose I don't think there's much more to be said about it. If anyone has any questions, so. Is there a board game called Cats Are Liquid? I think that answers your question. That's an excellent question. You see,
maybe you didn't press it hard enough.
There's a play space where you can drop the cats, and when you try to move out of the play space, then the mouse becomes inactive, sort of. So the button in the end ended up outside the play space, so the mouse was turned out. It worked when we made the menus, but
the cats broke it.
The main problem is that UI and game code were written by different people, and when we tried to combine it, then it didn't fit together all that well. But maybe you should listen to Patrick as well. He might be onto something.
Any more questions? Yes, I will bring you a microphone 1 second.
I wanted to ask who made the assets.
What kind of assets? You mean art assets?
Yes.
We had an artist. She is not here. She is named Lisa. Oh, she is here. Back row. There she is. She made all the art. And we had a sound guy. His name is Tristan. He is not here right now. I don't think I can see him anywhere. But yeah, audio implementation came late, as usual. And it came so late that it didn't actually make it into the final build. That seems to be all.
Yes, it seems that we have seen a lot of cats now, and really, really nice game from you. So thank you, and big round of applause, please. And forgive my pronunciation, next team, July's, with their game Downspire.
Is this where I talk? Yes. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. And this is a game about that journey. This is our game, Dawnspire. If you would go to the how to play screen, Erkki, please, then you can find out that this is an incremental inventory management game, or at least an attempt at it, where the main idea was to use the theme of limited space in the context of an inventory. You are an adventurer and you need to visit a dungeon. And when you embark into the dungeon, thank you, you need to make a choice about what items you bring along. And since the focus is really on the items themselves, then the fights are very abstract. They are basically just, there's a system, there's stats, and you don't really have any direct control over them. But you can either make your way through the dungeon or get killed when you have to basically have a new run. And then there are numerous enemies, there's a boss battle, and then the idea was to have numerous dungeons as well. Throughout the development, however, we also found out that Tetris is very hard. Drag and drop is very difficult to make, and we had to scrap a lot of ideas, including upgrades, what else? Yeah, just a lot of items in general. We also had a number of art assets that we unfortunately were not able to showcase, but we are very happy to have worked with such talented artists, Sophia, and Marta. Thank you very much. And yeah, even though the implementation in the end ended up being quite janky, I think for the programmers at least, it's definitely the prettiest game that we have ever made. So, you know, at least there's that. Is there anything you want to add?
There was originally, we planned a shop and everything with exactly that boss. And we drew the shop and everything, and then we came up with the idea of, oh my god, plot twist, it's actually the final boss. But then we didn't have enough time to implement the shop, so that's supposed to be the merchant that sells you all the inventory upgrades and items and everything, yeah. Any questions? Yes, she designed all of the monsters, and actually she animated, but that also we didn't have enough time to implement. And I made the items and the main character you see, and also the inventory, everything background, also the battle background. And she made the final boss and also finished all of the shop, but that again didn't get implemented. But I begged the programmers to finish the game and make the shop, so we will maybe be adding it to the Discord as well.
Is it possible to defeat the final boss?
Excuse me, what?
Is it possible to defeat the final boss?
Not now. No. Maybe later.
What was the inspiration for the game?
So I really hard try to sell the idea of Backpack Hero. Those who have played it, I'm sure you can spot some similarities there. Yes, thank you.
Any more questions? I think that's all. So big round of applause and thank you.
Thank you very much.
And the next team is called GR and their game is called Pixel Nomad. Please, to the stage.
All right, so hello everybody. Our name Pixel Nomad. I'm gonna talk now because when the game plays, it's quite loud and I don't think you're gonna hear me. But as it said, the idea behind the limited space is that the game where the use of space button that we press usually in games to get higher and to jump, it is limited. So the longer you hold it, the more it goes down. And you are also able to sort of retrieve these lives by encountering the friendly aliens that want to give you the battery. But also if you collide with the satellites, you'll lose the lives. So the higher you go, the higher your high streak is. But also the higher you go, the faster is the acceleration and the speed. So once you go really high, you just continue going really, really high. So now we're gonna demonstrate. It's not that loud, but yes, as you can see on the top, there's the bar going down. The higher you go, the more you press the space button, and the friendly aliens, they wave to you after you get the battery. So yes, the ending is quite dramatic, but I think it adds to the game.
Also, the game shouldn't close when you die, but that we realized only after publishing, so it should go to the main menu. Yeah.
And when you go back, you can also see your highest streak, so it's not lost forever. You can also retrieve it back.
Yes.
Did I see that the game was made in Godot? And if yes, do you want to hang out and talk about Godot? Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Hey, is there a win condition? Can you win? And if yes, then does it have its own little cute animation?
No, you can't win. You just basically the high score.
Maybe one way to win is that once you go high enough, the sides, the limitations on the sides, they stop existing, so you can kind of exit the game. So maybe that is a sort of winning.
Seems that there are no more questions. Then thank you for this great game and big round of applause. And the next team is called Hydra Games, and they committed the roadkill. Please, to the stage.
So our game is more story based than gameplay focused. So the story is that you're playing as the main character, a deer who got hit by a car. So now she's in a coma, and she can't accept the fact that she's dead. So you're in the coma trying to escape from the hospital, and by the end of the game, you basically die off. So I also want to mention that we're kind of not the best at our craft. This is our first game jam, so and we also focused a bit more on the story rather than the gameplay. So that's something that we probably could have changed. Also, we had a lot of we had more ideas on the game and more sound effects and stuff, but we could not fit all of them into the game. And we also did not have time to implement better instructions and more of the story into the gameplay itself. And kind of our idea of using the limited space thing, it kind of, in the end, you probably can't understand it well enough, because our first idea was that every level, we initially thought that every level gets smaller, so you would have to think a bit more, but yeah, and then it didn't kind of work out that well.
Can I ask, why is the game's name Roadkill?
Because the deer by the car.
Okay. What's the record in this level? So as you can see, it's really, really hard game. But of course, life is hard when space is limited. Come on, everybody, fingers crossed. Audience, please nod if you completed this level. Oh, that's nice. And as you can see, the game is bug free, no shortcuts, nothing.
Well, actually, bug free. About that, when I saw people play the game, me and the other artist kind of had to be like, "Hey, you got to do that, not basically make your character disappear because the end was kind of buggy." If we can get to the end, that is. Yes, finally.
Yes, finally.
This is a part where I guess many people did not know. On the front screen, we had the I guess the buttons you had to press. So there was the usual moving buttons and also mouse button 1. But I don't think anyone used mouse button 1 on this to click on the little boxes. So that kind of got the space together. So the plot of this is that, she flatlined, she died. Yes.
Thank you. Do you have any questions?
It was meant to be a longer game, but we kind of cut out like 1 or 2 levels, so we could not fit the everything in. So
Again, not a question, but the assets look great, the art assets, and good job for like actually implementing multiple different mechanics into it.
we wanted to implement more, but again, we just didn't. We couldn't. We couldn't have time.
You said this was your first time making games, so I'm actually really curious. Are you looking forward to jamming again in the future?
I'm thinking about it if life's not too busy. So I would actually like to put more effort than I did this time into the next one if I do.
Okay, I think this is all. Thank you for this great looking game. Big round of applause. And the next team trusts in sleep. It teams in sleep with Rust with the game Vengeance of the Black Baron.
Yeah, hi, I'll first introduce the team who we have here. We have Henna and Tauri, who are brave middle schoolers from Tallinn and Viljandi, so they came very long distance here to participate. And we have from Tartu Art School Regina and Taavi and me, and also Yogini, who is participating online because she is at Mauritius, living there. So yeah, and so a few words about the game. We got inspired by some ghost stories from Tallinn Old Town, and there is a building on the street Big Street 14, yeah, where the Black Baron lived, and we incorporated some story-related things to the game, which maybe is not very so good presented, but we also planned like several levels of puzzles and ended up with one, which is also okay. But we have all the assets for our levels, so maybe we continue with that. Okay, so I will pass the microphone. You can comment, ask questions.
Hi. Team is going to play it for us now. Yes. Moment. Yeah, so
when you first enter the game, you enter the living room where happened the crime scene, at least one dead person, and you need to find out what happened. And you have a molecule in the first room, in the living room, which you can use. And when you use it, you can see paranormal things, floating candles, which draws numbers, which is pretty hard to see. But if you try really hard, you will see that there is a number forming, 3 numbers, even 3 numbers forming. 3 candles, 3 numbers, yeah, pretty logical, but yep. Yeah, something coming out. Okay. And then you go to the clock and you can move clocks. I love it. I just love it. I made that clock and I was so happy to see how it moves. It just moves, but I was so happy to see it. And when you put a right answer, right number, and box. Okay, yeah, box. Okay, very fast happening. Okay, box opens. There's a button. You press a button, and you need to really fastly find a way out to the next room, which I failed several times because I tried to exit the room, wrong room. But yeah, in the end. Well, we don't have like all the puzzles and mechanics, but yeah, there's should be 3 puzzles, I think. And then in the bedroom, there's a box, and then you find out that, oh no, the jewels that you used to solve the puzzles were cursed, and you're gonna die. Yeah. Yeah. Any questions? Okay. Yeah. Come on. Monaco breaking the clock.
So when you use the monocle next to the clock or either way around, it breaks the game and you can't do anything.
It does.
Actually, I didn't know that it's related to clock. I noticed that it freezes sometimes. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
It's a feature.
Yeah, it's feature.
Also, I noticed the first time I played, I did not do the puzzle at all. I just went near the box and left the room, and I thought, what's the point of this game?
I mean, that can be the point of the game. Maybe you got scared, like, oh no, that person, and okay, fine, I don't want to do my job, I'll just go away. Yeah, definitely, you'll die. Okay, yeah, that's... Yeah.
It's a game also for speedrunners, yes. Seems that we have no more questions. Thank you for this, and big round of applause for them. And the next team is called Tartu. with the game Tiki Sacrifice. Applause.
Hello. Hi. I'm a beginner and they already put me to speak to y'all. That's very bad. But our game is called Tiki Sacrifice. And it was inspired by those shows where you're like, you have to go through the wall and there's a hole in there. So the wall comes towards you and you gotta go through the wall. The sounds, they're really good. Unfortunately, the person that made the sounds couldn't be here, got sick. I made the art. I'm really proud of that. These are our wonderful programmers who slaved away at night trying to get the game to work and polish it. And basically the story here is that you're gonna get sacrificed by the tiki totems here, who just want to eat you / push you to hell. So you gotta go through the little gaps. These are like the tiki totems teeth. You gotta go through the gaps to like try to survive as long as you can. But in the end, you're still gonna get sacrificed. You can only try to like push your ultimate demise back.
Hello? Okay. So technically, there's not much here. It's to me it was a very new game because the game is actually very simple. And at the start when we were brainstorming, I tried to push my programmer's ego. I was like, oh, I want to make this, and this was actually supposed to be one small mini game. And I tried to push it, and my good teammates hold me back, and we actually got a good polished game that worked I think pretty well. So yeah. It's pretty hard. Okay.
Don't worry, it's a feature.
It's a feature. It's nightmare mode, you just woke up.
I think this isn't you. I think this is the Unreal Engine 5, and it seems that Delta's computers are not powerful enough today to play your games. Next time we have to upgrade the drivers, so yeah.
One big thanks to Eitz for helping us through my journey and the whole thing with GitHub and source tree and everything else. Big thank you.
Just a comment. I was trying to understand what I have to do in the game, and I just realized that I don't really see anything. It's just big red fog, and maybe if you write in the intro or something, go into a dark room and turn the brightness up, then it would have been a really fun game. Because I'm not sure, but I think I didn't give you that many points. Because I just couldn't see anything, but I was in a very brightly lit room, so just so you know, so sorry.
Okay. To say honestly, it's just a cheap way to hide the mouth. I know that's a problem, but it was just a quick, easy way. And yeah, it should be a setting that you can change. That will hopefully come.
Yeah, sorry. My question is, how are these objects randomized throughout the game? Like at some point, they might get slower or faster.
So they they just go back and forward, and when they do the movement of going forward and back, they get okay. They have a default like second value how much they go that distance, and then every time they go that distance, it gets subtracted by 1. So it gets a little bit faster every time, and the array is just the teeth just change with the array. I just grab all them teeth and just tell them that when they're far in the fog, they just change. That's about it.
All right, understood.
I don't have a question, I just have a comment. When someone else said that it was really dark and you couldn't see anything, I thought actually the fog was well done. I think the atmosphere was well done. I think it captured the experience of someone being sacrificed. It was sort of tense and dark, and I think it was really well put together. That is all.
Okay, thank you.
So, quick question: does the walls have like some sound when they move?
There's no sound.
I mean, I wrote that to when review and all that, but just again, I will say it again. In the first level of hardness, I don't know. It could be like those small walls when they move or start moving, like they do some beeps or no, like you don't just like look around always and yeah. Oh my god, English. Yeah, but in the last like horror. Yeah, in the nightmare, it's okay. You can go crazy and all that. But in the first, it would be, I don't know, maybe like a training. But at the same time, okay, maybe in the nightmare, it could be like good if some sound could go. Just yeah, it just like my thoughts, Eki.
Yeah, sound indicator would be pretty good. I think it would be a great feature, but I don't know. I wasn't really the sound guy, and I thought the music was so loud that we're coming over. I don't know. I kind of like also the surprise of where it's gonna come, and then it's gonna like attack you with their big teeth.
You're being sacrificed. Nobody is going to tell you when they're gonna sacrifice you.
Who or how were the voices for the music made?
I think there were some royalty-free site because the person who made them is not here right now. He mixed them all together beautifully, I think, and I really don't know what he did, but he did his magic, and that's what he came up with. He searched a lot of songs, and I know he he tried very hard.
So the sounds were like not made by himself. Was the answer or?
All the sounds were taken from
Yeah.
From like the internet.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
How do you calculate where the walls spawn, or from which direction they come from? Do you have some specific positions set, or is it randomized completely?
quite simple. They're just they just go back and forward, and when they hit the kind of max range, they change, and then they just go back and forward. They go like quite a far, like I put 15,000 units. So I'm quite tired. I don't know.
They come from the same direction every time and then come back, or
they don't change direction. They always go on the same path. They just go back and forward.
I think it would be really cool if they get like a randomized direction and spawn point, and then you really don't know from which direction you should look at.
Yeah. But again, it worked for me.
It works on my machine.
I just wanna compliment the game because Kasper, I think you remember the pain the last game jam was. Yeah, that game was pain, but I love how polished it is. It is an actual finished game. I love it so much. The last game we made, it was like the game we have right now, the Lost Hope. So I really wanna emphasize on the purity. I really love it. Thank you for the game.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for this nice looking game. Big round of applause for them. And the next team, Mihkel Jakobson ja sõbrad, made a game called Oh No, I Am Colorblind. Please, applause. I'm sorry, is your microphone turned on?
Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yes. So, as I said, I would like you to see a cutscene with a music, because music, I tried my best to choose best option without actually making music, because I don't know. I tried. I failed. So yes, 5 pictures, literally a slideshow, but I love it so much. I hope everyone understood what's happened with our, let's say, main character. And now we start in a ruin, and I thought we all see the scene where we walk and pick up an item. This item is an artifact, old abandoned artifact, which allows us to change color of the rooms. We have a color system RGB, so red, green, blue. And yes, so by specific color, we have not only symbols or stuff we can see, but also walls. So for example, if you're under a red light, you cannot go through some of the walls. But under a blue light, for example, you can, or see some stuff. So yes, I'm sorry. As for artist opinion, we had a lot of actually objects and stuff and assets made for this game, but unfortunately, due to our 48 hours to make it, we didn't have time to actually put them in, and our dear programmers ran into a lot of difficulties through the whole process, so we had to support them also and ourselves. And even though I did all-nighter just to make these assets, unfortunately they didn't get in, but hopefully someday I have high hopes for this game actually, and I would really like to finish it someday. And maybe some of you, if you are interested, then also play it, the full version. So yeah, for the programmers.
Yeah, unfortunately we couldn't, really finish the game. The tutorial is kind of a mess. I guess it's kind of confusing without a proper tutorial. But it turned fine, I guess, considering that we used Godot for the first time. That's it.
Thank you very much. Questions? Yes? Commentars? Suggestions?
Okay, I don't know if it's work. Okay, tutorial. Thank you very much. A lot of people just didn't. Okay, they put maybe in description, maybe just didn't put, which was annoying a little bit. But I understand. Maybe it just didn't have enough time. But you did, which was amazing, and it was in description in the game, which was also very cool because you can read it in description and then you open the game. You already forgot, but yes, you have it in the game. So yes, really, thank you. And I love it. I just really loved it. I love everything about this game, and I really hope you go. Yeah, lähed edasi selle mänguga.
Yeah, we got you. Thank you very much. And also, before I forget, I would like actually to thank my whole team, since we didn't add credits in the game, though I kind of wanted. But yes, in our team we have 2 main programmers and 2 artists, Carolina, me, Karl, and Artyom. So Carolina, she did huge work the whole day just by making tile maps, which is something she never did before. So I struggled a lot when I had to do it my first time, but she managed to do it so well, even though today she was crying about doing nothing much. But we tried to assure her that she did a lot of work. And yeah, I did almost everything else you see in the game. And programmers, they just did huge work. So maybe you can praise yourself too.
I think you got enough praise. As you see, you made our jammers really emotional about your game. So yeah, yes, it is. It's a great game. Do you have any questions? When you have any more questions, sorry. Yes.
How was the color switching mechanic done?
We just changed the color of absolutely everything. Most things are white, which means you can see them under all colors. As you know, all colors are multiplied, so you can just red objects will only appear when you set everything to be red. I hope that was clear. I'm not sure.
Maybe I can try to explain. So in Godot, there's a built-in shader, basically, that can change color of every object in the scene. So we just remove every other color than red, blue, or green at the same time. That's basically it.
I think you have answered enough questions already, so thank you. Big round of applause. And the next team is called Paaristõuked with a game Collapse.
So hello, we are team Paaristõuked and we made the game Collapse. So our idea for the game was that you play as a miner in a collapsed cave and you have to like collect these minerals, but you have only 5 support beams. So you have to constantly mine and move the support beams so that the mine wouldn't collapse on top of you. This game jam, I was really the only experienced developer on the team, and I was coaching my 2 friends to use Godot. So I took the back seat, and we have had a lot of struggle with making the collapsing part of the game work. So that was really the hardest part of the development. But we had a great artist at least. And I'm really proud of all the animations and all the sprites that he drew. And Mihkel was our sound guy.
So yeah, when we thought we were going to build a mining game, we thought that mining alone was going to be quite boring. So we decided to add a bit of paranoia to the player. You know, sometimes monsters jump up and coast, keep you on your toes. But it was actually my 4th game jam. I haven't really designed any games other than game jams, but it proved more challenging than we thought because of all the moving things and mechanics. So yeah, that's for me.
Maybe the biggest problem with our game is that there are literally too many particles. This is not a 3D game, and even my computer struggled with it. But that's pretty much our game. Maybe we'll show the collapsing part as well, what happens when the cave collapses on top of you. You die. The mole catches you. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you. For the animations, did you use animation frames or did you rig?
I did I rigged the animations and did animations with Animation Player.
Okay, cool. And how did you find the rigging in Godot? I find that there aren't very many resources to learn it. That's it.
I've done it before and I just kind of figured it out for myself. It's not that complicated.
I want to ask what's with the different gemstones, like the rocks, different rock types.
Ask again, please.
Like what's with the? I didn't quite get from the game. Like what are the different rock types too? Like the purple, white, yellow, green rocks.
Oh, those are like the minerals that you can collect, like silver, gold, emeralds, amethyst.
Yeah. What's the difference between what do they do?
There is no difference.
Oh, okay.
They just look pretty.
Acceptable.
There's actually an idea to make them like more valuable, I guess. So when you grab silver, which is not that valuable, only like 1 second of time gets added to your timer. But if you get like amethyst or something, then it's more like 5 seconds. But yeah, that was the idea.
I think that's enough of questions. Thank you for this great game. A big round of applause, please. The next team, Peo Porgand, can't be here, unfortunately, so we will skip them and move on with Team Sats, with the game Business Incorporation.
Hello? Oh. All right. So pretty much we came up with this similar idea that we had last time, at least design-wise. So our game name is Business Inc. Okay, this is the first build file, which is broken and can't really be played. We fixed the bug and it's actually playable in the second file, so we suggest you, I think many of you could play that one. I think if we can quickly download it, then it would be great. But anyway, so initially, pretty much the idea of the game was, I don't know if everybody understood, was that you have to pretty much send a letter to your boss, and it was pretty much that you have to take like text blocks and put them in the letter, and pretty much this all creates you either money or it creates you pretty much like formality of the letter. Pretty much you try to please your boss, so you would actually get the promotion or get the job pretty much. But at the same time, you have to ask money because you just want to get rich, And pretty much money is like the points, and so you have to like balance it out whether you you get money and at the same time you get the formality. Some blocks get you like formality, but at the same time they decrease money, and they have like these weird things that that you send to your boss. And if you get enough formality points, then you pass on to the next level, and there's actually, I think there are 5 levels if I'm not mistaken, and there's also a timer. So like our original idea was that it's like a bit more complicated, that it's more intense, and that you have to like a bit inspired by from Tetris kind of, but yeah, we didn't have enough time to do the implementation, so this is what we finished with. But yeah, our team consisted of 3 programmers, me, Lauri, Laur, and Kaur, and 2 artists, Ats and Christian. And our team work was superb. And of course, as many other teams, we had various artworks which just didn't make it to the game due to time limit. But yeah, thank you.
Okay, so I got to play the not playable version of it. And I was very, very sad about it because I love any game that has anything to do with words and language and meaning. And is it possible for me to actually download working version of it?
Yeah, it's there.
Okay.
It has the new
Thanks.
build file.
Thanks.
What was the biggest challenge?
The grid system. It was way more complicated than we expected. It seemed like something really easy. As you know, Tetris is a very famous game, and it's you know, there are resources on how to make this all over the internet. But yeah, turned out to be way more difficult than we expected.
Okay, but now you got a lot of experience with the grid system and everything else. Okay, that's awesome. I think there are no more questions. So thank you. Applause. And the next game will be Space Insanity by the team Suur G. Applause.
Hello, I'm Ellis, the art guy. This is Anton, programmer guy. That's our sound guy, Timur. And this is our game, Space Insanity. Basically, the guy is in his little spaceship pod thing, and he's gone insane because he's all alone in a small space. There's like pretty much nothing to do. He's just in the ship. He kind of can't manage on his own, so the player has to help him. And while you're playing, the subtitles, I guess we can call it subtitles, he's talking to the player basically. Basically the player, I would say, is like made up in his head, just so he doesn't feel alone. Yeah. Unless someone asks, I don't have much to say.
So yeah, this game was made in the Godot engine, and at start we had many ideas, but in the end we removed some. For example, we had the idea that the guy had a turret that he could shoot, and we had more than 2 endings.
With the text, at first we wanted to make it into tutor suggested we can make it into a typing game, but then we tried to just playing it with the mechanics. It was already hard enough, so who has time to write? But I still wanted people to understand what's going on a bit more, so I prepared some text to put in the game, and basically the winning condition is that you manage everything, and when the text ends, that's when you win, basically.
Any questions?
I do have one. So, what was the main inspiration to make this game?
The whole thing about him going insane is actually inspired by my own mental illness. I used to be alone. I used to be inside all the time. So I thought like limited space would just kind of fit into that theme.
Okay, I thought you were an astronaut also. But okay, no. All the jokes aside, it looks really cool and it is very deep. So thank you for making this great experience for us. I hope that you will continue with this game in the future, because I think these story-driven games actually are really can be really popular. So please, if you haven't, then I didn't check, but enter this game to the Ludum Dare contest, please.
I also just want to say thank you to my teammates. Basically, they were great to work with. There was like one thing where some conflicting opinions, I would say. So he wanted to be scarier, but I can't do scarier. I wanted to, but I couldn't. So I tried to find a middle ground. But I also thought I think the menu is pretty misleading. You open it okay, fun game, and then you enter and it's like, oh, okay, but Anton, I don't think he was confident enough. I think he underestimated himself for sure. But he did a really great job. We got everything done. We managed to scope it down enough for us to actually get everything in we wanted to, at least, I think. This is his first on-site jam, and I think he did really great.
Yes, applause. We can see that you did great. Okay, thank you for your game. It looks very nice. And our last team is called Öölased, and they made a game, the title Orbit. Please, applause for them.
Okay, so we made a game called Orbit, which is a physics-based game, and with the idea of limited space, we thought about you can start the game. We had what if you had to you don't have walls exactly, but you have to constrain yourself. Things can move out. You have to try to keep them in. You have limited space in that sense, and you have to make satellites and put them into orbit, but you can't fully fill it forever because you have limited space. And you saw the little spaceman. This is you're running, or you're hired for a space corporation. You were hired to put 5 satellites into orbit, and see if once you made not something. It fell down. Now we don't have 5 satellites. We have to still put up more. So the main things that can happen is a satellite just like that. It flies out of orbit, or it burns up in the Earth's atmosphere. So you can change how far the missile that carries the satellites is going to fly to, and you can change the velocity that the satellites will launch out of the out of the rockets. And once you have 5, you have to have a stable orbit. That's the job. So you need to hold these orbits for 10 seconds. And once you've done that, complete the first level. First level is an easier one with just 5 small satellites, and already the next mission is a bit harder. We now need 10 satellites, and some satellites are bigger than the others. Personally, this was my second game jam. I think this one a lot better than last time. Things felt a bit more like we were on schedule with things, except for the finale. There were so many other things. Try to press ESC. Yeah. So I think the game would have been. We could have done so much more if we just had like 2 more hours. But that's every game jam. But yeah, I think this was a lot of fun, and I'm really proud of the game we made.
Yes, me too. It was. I have been in game jams several times now, but this was my first experience as programmer and not a designer at all. So it was very strange to just follow somebody's lead. And basically, this is Ekke's baby, and we just sort of like traveled along with him. And I made like this much code. He did everything else, and he rewrote mine. I think, like parts of it, but mine was perfect also. And then we had 4 artists, and you don't wanna. Okay, tell us about the 4 artists.
Yes, there's 4 out of 2 are here, me and Angela, and the other 2 are through Discord. We 2 mostly did the space stations, and I personally did the Earth and the first sketch on how it would look like. She designed all the space stations and the satellites. Ursula, she was kind of like an abimesh. We handed everything that we possibly could to her. And Gairi, she was our UI designer, and she also picked the sound effects and music. So big thanks for them, because I don't know how it happened, but we just naturally found the things we wanted to do straight away. I did the planet, I did the coloring, I did the planning, she did all the sciencey, futuristic machines that I absolutely hate. Katie, well, she's studying for UI design, so naturally she did that. And yeah, I don't know, I don't think Ursula complained about anything, but she just did everything happily. But yeah.
Any questions?
Okay, so how to play this button? It works now because I don't know. No, it's a question. Does it work? Just show me. Does it work, please?
What works?
It does.
What works about what?
How to play? Like there's in the menu, start menu. There's how to play.
Go to main menu, and you can see the how to play there.
Is it?
That was one of my biggest regrets.
Okay,
like I was so jealous of the game. What was it called? Oh no, I'm colorblind. They had such a great tutorial, and I started playing that. I was like, ugh, wish I had that. Because I think we had a great idea. If only we could have just explained it better. But yes.
Yeah. Now I see.
For previous discussion, I want to add one more thought. I was at first I was a bit skeptical because 1/3 of a team was working from a distance, but that actually turned out really well. I'm really happy with like teamwork we had and everybody's contribution, and yeah, I was very pleasantly surprised about that.
Yeah, I just want to say that I think I laid my hands on this game like the first like the first file that came through, and it was really corrupted, and I didn't understand anything, and it altered my understanding of your game and the whole experience also, which I don't know, did I put really low? I don't think I put really low, but now it's really nice. So if I did, please sorry.
Yeah, like we had our first build at like 2 minutes before the deadline. We had a fixed version 30 minutes after the deadline. Maybe it would have been better if the game jam was actually 48 hours.
Okay, I understand this is for me. Alrighty.
How is the gravitation system implemented? How do they rotate around the center?
Surprisingly, have you heard of Newton? Exactly, just Newton's gravitational formulas, just maths, and like things adding force towards each other. Like this is just literally realistic gravity.
Impressive.
Oh, I have a bachelor's in math. But I was lazy actually. Like this is a very common thing to use, like realistic gravity. So I just kind of looked up how others implemented it.
It appears there are no more questions, but I have a comment. Do not worry about the 48-hour thing. You still have the chance to polish it and put it to Ludum Dare with the best polishes you have. So, and I definitely say do it because this game looks great. As I said to you yesterday, it can be something really cool if you give it even more polish. But it is cool now, but it can be even cooler if you polish it. So no worries on with the bugs. It happens, and you are under pressure. Everyone are under pressure here, and as you see, everyone have some things that are broken or missing, and that's what making games is. Making games in a game jam. So do not worry. It was really awesome game. It is an awesome game. Any more questions? Nope. So thank you and big round of applause for them. And I think this concludes everyone. I think if there is some team who still wants to present, then please raise your hand. Nope. Then let's continue with the part you are waiting of. And I think, yes, I see, yes, looking at time, yes, you have to hurry to work. No? Okay, then we can take our time and we can speak even more. Okay, I am not going to be that nasty this time. I am saying that thank you, University of Tartu Institute of Computer Science. Thank you, Computer Graphics Virtual Reality. Thank you, tutors. Ats is here, and all the other tutors who are, well, I can see right now. Oh, no, Alicia is also there. So thank you, Alicia. And Bright is not here. Janos is also not here. So, but thank you all tutors. I think you did a very good job. As you can see, the end results are really awesome. And as you know, if you want to do more these kinds of events, then we are actually organizing them 3 times in academic year. So the next one will be in January, and it will be a pro game jam. Raise your hands if you are interested in this. Okay, that's awesome. Raise your hands if you are coming to the pro game jam. Oh, that's even better. So I will... This is a promise. You've made a promise right now. Okay. And I also want to thank Pizza Kiosk for giving us pizzas, because what will be jam without pizzas? Am I right? Yes? Okay. I think that's all. I think I have thanked enough. Now I want to do my last thanks to you. So give me 2 minutes while I see who are the winners. In the meantime, you can just tell me, just whoever wants to speak, tell the audience, tell everybody who is going to win this game jam. The results are so secret that I have to take even more time, so please stay on put. Okay, I got the right results. I actually have something else to take over here from here. And we will start off with team number 5. Number 5 and number 4 team, please do not come to the stage. It's just ceremony. We have to do it like this, otherwise it wouldn't be a game jam in this system. So, but you still did a great job. So let's start with number 5. So can I get some drum roll also? That's nice. And number 5 is back for ship. Applause. Number 4, drum roll, please. Pixel Nomad. Really well done. And now I want to get even bigger drum roll, but wait a second. Actually, number 3 team gets a prize. And the prize is, because you're game developers, then we have decided that we will give you some gift cards. And these gift cards are for you to buy, to get actually some electronics, some gadgets for even further making this profession as your job. So number 3, please a big drum roll. Bigger. Oh no, I'm colorblind. Please come to the stage. Has the colorblind ones left from the building? No, there. Please, here. Big round of applause for them. Thank you. Another applause for them. Now team number 2. They also get a gift card to buy some gadgets, technology. And this is worth 200 euros. So please speak drum roll for me. Bigger. Louder. Louder. Orbit. Please come to the stage. Thank you. And now we can go home. Okay, stay here. So, number 1. What do you think will happen now? I might ask. I know you want to go home, but I'm a little bit nasty. So, who do you think will win?
Oh, good question. My money is on the Tiki game.
Okay. What about over here?
Also Tikis.
Anyone thinks differently? No? Okay. Okay, one of those two. Okay. Let's see. Do you want to know? Why? Okay. Yes, of course. And they will get 400. No. No, they also will get a gift card. And price is 400 euros, and they can also buy some cool gadgets and technology. So I think this is what you need mostly if you're making games. So now I want to hear really, really loud drum roll, please. Louder. And the winner of the University of Tartu Game Jam 2023 is Space Insanity. Thank you. Please come to the stage. Thank you. A big round of applause for them. They are the winners. Thank you. Thank you, audience from Facebook, from Discord, from everywhere, and thank you being here today physically. It was such a pleasure to work with you. Please do not give up on making games, and please continue coming and participating in our events. So thank you, and go and rest now. Thank you.